I think it's pretty safe to say that when we take a close look at the Skywalker saga, by far one of the most beloved characters of all time is, of course, Luke Skywalker, portrayed by Mark Hamill in the original trilogy, by, of course, creator George Lucas. Mark Hamill is very iconic as an actor in the Star Wars universe, and of course the character of Luke as well. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. The thing about Disney Star Wars right now is that one thing that we do see is a lot of change. A lot of change is happening before our very own eyes when it comes to Disney Plus. When their Star Wars TV series are actually going to arrive in the near future, it's really going to set up a new tone for Star Wars. Essentially, this has a lot to do with the fact that Kathleen Kennedy no longer has creative input, if you will, into these new projects, which I think is a big plus, and I think that's a real step in the right direction. But moving on forward, beyond all of this, one thing I can say about Disney Star Wars, and I think a lot of you will agree, is that it really seems like they are in a phase of desperation, trying to really kind of regain all of the lost fans from the sequel trilogy movies by what they're trying to do with Disney Plus, and of course the new Star Wars trilogy of films and other spin-off movies currently in the works as well. Now, Bob Chapek and Bob Iger are still working very hard together on both the MCU and the SWU, if you will, to really create two major franchises to become as successful as they can really be, both in the form of television and film. So, moving on beyond this, what's really intriguing, of course, is now, of course, currently Disney and Lucasfilm have a plan to reform Star Wars in multiple ways, not just for the films, but also for the new Star Wars TV series to arrive on Disney Plus. Now, it's noted that Disney Plus already has over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects in the works by Disney that is going to serve as a library's worth of Star Wars material. Lucasfilm currently is very much hard at work on hiring new creatives to take care of the franchise with new material moving forward. Now, it's explained, however, that one of the major plans that may be very controversial to many fans around the world is that Lucasfilm plans to replace Mark Hamill from Star Wars as Luke Skywalker in two new projects that are being developed for Disney Plus. So far, this includes The Mandalorian Season 3 for 2021 and the planned Young Luke Skywalker TV series that will be an adventure series between Luke and R2-D2 on Disney Plus in the coming years. Let me just stop right here for a second, because this really is something that I think is going to be very crucial to, of course, the Star Wars fandom. Now, a lot of people would agree that Sebastian Stan looks very much like Mark Hamill and can really pull it off. Meanwhile, you look to the other side here, there's also other fans that believe that Mark Hamill should not be replaced, and I can totally understand that. You know, a lot of fans kind of felt this way with Solo: A Star Wars Story when we had Alden Ehrenreich step on board as Han Solo, replacing Harrison Ford. And we saw how that kind of turned out. It was a split fan base, right? There was a lot of fans with different opinions, but for the most part, you know, fans weren't really very angry over it, per se. Fans just may have had a lot of criticism with it of how Alden Ehrenreich actually appeared as Han Solo and acted. You know, there were elements where Alden Ehrenreich was actually able to pull off Han Solo very well, and hopefully Sebastian Stan is able to do the same exact thing with, of course, Luke Skywalker. Moving on. Now, Lucasfilm has all eyes on Sebastian Stan, actor of the Winter Soldier / Bucky in the MCU, also by Disney, and that since Sebastian has a similar facial structure to Hamill, and is affiliated with Disney since they own Marvel, Lucasfilm sees Stan as the perfect choice to replace Mark Hamill as Luke. However, plans for Mark Hamill's return are still underway. It's best described to be more minimal now, since they want to focus on recasting Luke Skywalker in the form of live action as best as they can, and of course, to actually do this as safe as they can to prevent backlash from the Star Wars fandom. And I've said this before, you know, Disney cannot afford another backlash, you know, period, from fans because of what happened with episodes 8 and 9. It really kind of sent a big decline within the Star Wars universe, right? So, with that being said, replacing Luke Skywalker is a very tough choice for Lucasfilm to pursue, and that they are still not sure if it's the best route to go and are willing to take the risk, at least with The Mandalorian Season 3, for starters, as a test for the audience. Also, Lucasfilm plans to include Obi-Wan Kenobi in live-action form for The Mandalorian Season 3 in the form of a flashback that will set up the Kenobi series and how it connects to The Mandalorian as a child. That, to me, is very interesting how they plan to include Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan in The Mandalorian Season 3 as a flashback. So essentially, it would be set during the events of the original trilogy, in the flashback form, giving us a little connection between The Mandalorian, in past times, and the Kenobi TV series, that's going to arrive in 2022, mind you, late 2022. So they're going to begin filming the Kenobi show in early 2021, looking forward to that. So yeah guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.